I went out this weekend and one of the girls there, she was asking me a question. She was saying, "Do you ever think to yourself like I can do better than my your significant other?" And and like this girl's engaged and she was asking the question because she honestly wanted people to, I feel like she wanted to hear the good and bad of relationships.
Okay.
Because I feel a lot of women pretend in their relationships and they're not very honest because they want to protect their relationship, which I respect, but you're also full-blown lying about your relationship. Like, it's one thing to omit things or whatever, but sometimes they're literally saying that their man is the best when their man is the worst. So she just wanted to hear just what. So there was another girl that was engaged at the table with us, and the engaged girl with her fiance there was saying like, it's fine. Like if you get a divorce, like it is what it is. It's fine. Like everyone gets a divorce, and I didn't like that because I was thinking to myself that that's society now. You get married pretty much to get divorced, or you know at some point along the line you're gonna get divorced and you're okay with that, which I don't think you. I know she was joking, but I feel like there was truth in the joke. And I did tell her, I straight up told her, yeah, there are times when I'm mad at my boyfriend and the thought crosses my head. Sometimes you even spiral a little bit. The intrusive thoughts get a little crazy and you're just like, oh, like maybe I can do better. And I honestly believe, as a logical person, I believe that there's like 7 billion people on this earth. You're compatible with several people on this earth. Like, let's not be crazy here.
Yeah, of course.
But I told her there's some people that are one of one, and then there's some people that are one of. So is your partner one of, or is he one of one, or is he the one for you? Because technically, like, there's so many alternate realities that you can go on, but which reality do you want to go on? Because it's your life. Like, you're the main character in your story, so you do what you want. Sometimes you feel guilty. I don't want to leave this person because like they'll be sad. Like, you know that there would be no athletes, there would be no musical artists, like, if they didn't believe in themselves, like, because that's the type of life they wanted to live. Everyone has different personality. Everybody wants their lives to be a different way. And I feel like some people, they're so like in a boring routine, I guess, that they think like this is the life that I'm gonna live, even though this is not what I want.
It's funny that you're saying this because I literally had a conversation with one of my girlfriends and she was talking about how her and her sisters were together, and one of her sisters was saying like, she's like, yeah, I've told my boyfriend that he's not the hottest guy I've ever dated. One of the other sisters was there with her man, and her man was just like, have you lied to me? She's like, no, babe. No, because like, to me at this point, I do feel like you are the most attractive guy that I've like, and I'm like, okay, I understand, like, obviously there's always going to be someone hotter. There's always going to be whatever.
Yep.
But why are you telling your man that? Like, men already have insecure.
Okay.
Why would you tell your spouse
I would never
that?
out of nowhere tell my boyfriend he's not the hottest guy.
Even if my boyfriend asked me, I would not say that. I feel like that's just like,
I wouldn't say that you're not the hottest guy, and I'm very attracted to my boyfriend, so it just wouldn't be real for me to say, oh, you're not the hottest guy I ever dated, or even like the best person that I had sex with that I've ever dated, because there's like, we're very emotionally connected, so it's just completely different. But for me to say that he's the best for me every time, no. But I just wouldn't want to be with anyone else. And I think this to myself, even when I spiral and I'm very upset with him, I still come back and tell myself, because sometimes I think to myself, well, why am I here? You know, when you get so upset and you're just like, well, why am I here? I don't have to deal with this. But then I'm like, first of all, I'm always going to have a problem with someone.
Yeah.
Like, no one's perfect. Yeah. No one's going to be like the ideal perfect person for me. Because even if he was for me, I might not be for him, kind of thing.
And even,
never gonna be
the
a
little
perfect
problems
match.
that you do have to deal with, or like, I'd rather deal with these problems than anything else.
Especially
than
if
anyone
you
else.
have, like, we're talking about Tiana Taylor and Iman Shepherd being separated and how it sucks. And I saw a lot of comments being like, don't idolize anyone. And I agree. They're just normal people at the end of the day. They have their imperfections, whatever. But my sister was saying, like, they seem like best friends and they say that they're best friends. Like, why would you not want to go through this life with your best friend?
Yeah, like,
that's just crazy.
I mean, obviously, like, there's always going to be other problems, and sometimes people are just no longer compatible, and that's okay. Like,
yeah, some people
also, yeah, like, some people fall out of love, and there's so many different reasons for relationships to end. So obviously, yeah, like, I do think that, you know, like, that happens, but at the same time, I'm just like, if everybody sucks,
exactly,
like, why would I put up with anyone else if I already know? Like, I would rather stick to the devil I know than the devil I don't. Like, I don't know.
But again, this is always a thought for yourself. You know yourself better. Like, what can you and cannot handle?
Yeah, that's
because true. There's many of my friends, they do stuff and I'm just like, why would you even go through that? Like, why are you going through that? Why are you putting that? But it actually is a reflection of how you feel about yourself, your self-worth, what you value. Because I'm sorry, if you're with a piece of shit and you're trying to tell me that you think highly of yourself, you don't.
Oh, I'm 100% on with you on that one, because I'm a strong believer in believe people who, like, when they tell you who they are. When someone disrespects you one time, like, it's not about giving, like, and don't get me wrong, like, there are times that people will be, like, overwhelmed or overstimulated or angry and, like, act a little bit out of character, but there's a difference between being angry and being disrespectful, because you can be angry at a situation, be like, oh my God, this is so fucking stupid, like, I'm so upset, blah, blah, blah. Then there's times that, like, you're like, oh, you're a fucking idiot and blah, 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 because, like, that's not appropriate.
And that's showing me your true colors. And I personally, if someone was saying that to me, I can't handle that. Some people can handle that in conflict. I cannot. Like,
I'll just walk away, because I'm like, I don't even want to engage. But, like, there are people who will make excuses for people like that. Like, if somebody does something to them, they're like, oh, well, they were just having a bad day. They're not usually like this. And believe people because in, like, and behavior. Exactly, when people are at their, like, most stressed out or most like angry or whatever, like, whenever, like, the way that they react to those situations is who they are, because
it's a form of who they are.
Because realistically, life is never going to be hunky-dory 100% all the time.
Exactly.
So it's like, if you can't even handle those little moments of stress in a manner that's appropriate, what are you going to do when shit gets, like, 10 times worse?
And I gotta say, oh my God, this reminds me of when I was seeing that Jamaican guy, and this is why I knew, even, it doesn't matter how hot, it didn't matter. I knew he was not the one. When we would have,
that was already one thing.
when we would have conflict, the way he would talk to me and, like, disrespect me, I was like, it was like an out of body experience. I thought it was comical. That's how I knew that I was in a terrible situation.
You know that fucking sound on TikTok? She's like, he ain't talking to me.
That's literally how it was. I'm like, wow, no, I'm wilding out. Like, I can't even imagine being in a relationship with this person. Like, this is strictly for fun. There's no way this is serious. Yeah. And also, it's because I've been with quality men too. Because if I had been with trash my whole life, I wouldn't know better. I truly wouldn't know.
I've said this before. I've dated guys that were like, they had, like, stupid issues, like being lazy and not wanting to work, or just being like drinkers. And I'm like, bruh, get it together. Like, little things like that. But, like, I've never been with someone who would, like, disrespect me like that. Like, and the one time that, like, one of my exes did, I was like, we're done. Pack your shit and get the fuck out. Because you're not gonna talk to me like that and think that I'm just gonna. And that man spent a year apologizing, and I was like, I can't even look at you, because I'm like, the fact that you would talk to me like that is crazy.
Like, and it sucks because, yeah, of course, it's a moment in life.
I don't give a damn.
Change, but you're not gonna change with me in your life. You can change with someone else.
Yeah, like, and I hope the best for that person, because
the best for you.
It ain't gonna be me.
I also told her too that I told her there is also research that talks about the more people you're with, the more it's almost like the more you compare and you do think to yourself, yeah, maybe I can do better because I've been with this guy, he had the big dick, but he was broke, or I was with this guy who had money, but he was short, and I was with this guy, and like you're kind of just trying to get. This is what women do. They want that from this guy, that from this guy, that from this guy, and then it's like build a man, and then oof, it's like a Frankenstein.
They're Frankensteining, build a man, freaking.
And you probably would hate that guy.
Yeah, you probably would. You're like, oh my God, he's so perfect. God,
stand him.
Damn it, he paid the bills again on time.
Okay, because I've given unsolicited advice before that was absolutely not wanted.
I shut my mouth.
And then I've also been asked. So I have to always give a disclaimer, like, this is my advice, this is for me, my opinion, like, you don't have to listen to me, you do whatever you want. At the end of the day, we all do whatever the hell we want.
Thanks.
But what if you truly know that you're with someone that you're like, I know I can do better. Like, this person doesn't inspire me.
Then why are you with them?
But that's what, and I was like, is this a cry for help? Like, should I help her? Because the type of person she is the type of person that would, like, she's a grown-up, she can make her own decisions, and I feel like she makes a lot of good decisions. And you know, when someone, it almost reminds me of my ex-boyfriend, that, like, I dated him because at the time, it just so happened that he was the best for me at that specific time, like the stars aligned. But they didn't align for that long because he was not for me, and I knew in my heart that he was not the man for me. And I'm not saying that he's a horrible person, anything. He would just be great for someone else.
Yeah.
And the way she was saying it, it seemed like that, but he's so nice and he's a good person and whatever. And I'm like, that's scary because that's your life that you're playing
someone
with.
Settling,
and you're also
like,
playing
you're
with someone else's life because
Yeah.
if you're constantly having this conversation in your head, I feel you won't be the best significant other because, like, there's something missing on your
because they probably think that they're like, oh, they're lucky that I even am with them. So, like,
I don't see her being like that to him, but I've never seen them together. And also, I think you also need to think of what's your value, what's the type of guy, because you could want the best type of guy. Is that guy gonna want you too?
Facts.
You have to also self-evaluate yourself. Maybe you settle because you're just like, I don't really want to do too much. Like, I could be like a housewife and do all this and cook and clean and whatever, but I kind of don't want to do that. And he doesn't mind that I don't do that, so it's like it works for me, even though it's not my ideal situation.
I feel like a lot of people,
I think most people are in that relationship.
I think a lot of people are in that relationship.